What kind of fucking bullshit is like?
Dude, he does this every week.
I have pre-recorded this video so that I can say everything I need to. Let the whole video play because it will only play once. To all of you, I am sorry. I have done something very bad and I need to leave X, YouTube, and all public life immediately. This is to protect everyone else on 5 till midnight from their association with me and for my own safety. I am deeply sorry to all of you and to everyone watching. I have shaved my beard as a symbol of my mourning. I will also no longer be unbuttoning my shirt 3 buttons down like some douchebag Jersey Guido. In 2001, I was teaching in Vancouver and I attended an end-of-the-year gala where the theme was Arabian Nights. I dressed up in an Aladdin costume and I put makeup on. Full-on shoe polish blackface. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better, but I didn't. I am deeply sorry. This is not the only time. I love doing blackface. When I was in high school, I dressed up at a talent show and sang Deo, a traditional Jamaican song about people loading bananas onto boats. I did this with makeup on. Full-on shoe polish blackface. Daylight come and me one go home.
What did I just watch?
Can I be honest? None of us knew he was going to do that. 99% I thought that was going to be a fuck the Giants, let's go Eagles video. I was 99% that was going to be directed right at me, and I was going to be furious. I'm so glad I was that instead.
Typo
I
new.
was not sure what was going on at all.
This is why you lost access to StreamYard because I took it away. Yeah, because I had to know that you wouldn't end the video.
That's so fucking. I wouldn't end that. I'm a fucking comic. I fucking the joke, baby. I just really thought that was gonna be a let's go Eagles, fuck the Giants. I was like,
that's next week.
See, great commitment to the joke.
Yeah, I came up with this idea last night, and I recorded that full video. For that, I did blackface. I didn't actually. I did apologize last night. I went on a little. I had a little moment last night on Twitter. I wasn't serious, but I was like, I apologized for doing blackface on Twitter, and then people thought I was serious, and they were supporting me, and then like I apologized for doing blackface on Twitter, but then people thought I was serious about doing it and serious about the apology, and multiple people unfollowed me because I apologized.
You know what you should have? You should have just said, "Everyone who unfollows me is a hard R." just got right to the heart of the issue.
Did no one get that was a Trudeau joke? Like
now it makes sense, but I'm not thinking of it.
Yeah, did you get it, Adam?
Yeah, right away. Well, I gotta first of all, you post in the group chat like I'm gonna start making celebrity apologies but tweaking them. So I knew you were gonna do something, and then when you posted it, I was like, oh, that's Justin Trudeau, obviously. I just don't know why. I don't get the bit.
Thank you, Heather.
It's funny. Maybe it's just like some avant-garde like 5D
avant-garde. No, yeah. It's way lower brow than that. This is full on. This is the opposite direction. Yeah. So because I spent my time doing that, I actually didn't prepare normal documents to talk about today. But yeah, Donald Trump. I did blackface. Not really. Got unfollowed by people. I told them to. I said I was being canceled last night because of that publicly on Twitter. I was like, I'm being canceled because I apologized. And then people are like yelling at me thinking I apologized for blackface.
So why did you do blackface?
Why did I do? No, what?
How long have you been doing blackface?
I told you I was playing Aladdin for an end of the year party.
So are you
and I wanted to look like an Arab.
He had a Pakistani child play a poo chained to his waist.
Oh, Foundring's here. Hey, man, what's up?
What's up, dude?
Hey.
Just talking racist stuff.
Yeah, we. I did a whole bit.
I'm fixing my audio. Hold up.
Oh, no worries. Oh, we're live, by the way.
Yeah, we are totally live. Just heads up.
Yeah.
Finish.
But we'll let you.
Yeah, hard R's after.
Finish your fucking bit, you piece of shit.
Hold on a second.
Yes. You might not be able to hear us.
Maybe not.
Foundring's here.
Foundring's
Another
here,
surprise.
surprise guest. Bam.
No, he found out you apologized for blackface, and he's like, "I'm not part of this anymore."
No,
No,
Heather,
he's harder. He goes
I
harder than
didn't.
Nate.
It was all a joke. I never even did blackface. I never
Rex,
did it.
Said,
Rex, I want 5 minutes of my life.
I think I'm the one who thinks that's the funniest thing. I don't think anyone else cares.
No, no one cares or gets it.
Listen,
If
I
you
tried.
actually did blackface and then apologized, you would be off the show.
Oh yeah, that's actually not allowed on this show. You can't apologize for anything racist. You have to just double or triple down.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
If you,
right.
if you
double
do
down.
blackface, then you instantly have to escalate to the hard R.
yeah, or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do something like
Yeah.
buy a person something. You can't just fucking go. But also, don't shave your face. You look like a fucking twink.
I
hate
don't
it.
look. I don't look good. I
No,
don't.
you really don't. You have.
I didn't have my I didn't have my trimmer. I don't like my face without the beard, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
You look like you are a recovering addict when you shave.
Dude,
That's it. I was
fair
trying
enough,
to think of what
man.
it was. That's exactly it.
I have this scar right here too. It gets covered up by my beard, but it looks crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing that I saw, and I was like, "Yeah, Sam looks like he does meth."
Yeah, it's not. It's from when I was a teenager.
Oh,
I never even did meth once, guys.
Does that
What's
work?
up,
I
Foundring?
can't hear.
No.
If I do this,
He should.
what is going on?
If he can't hear us,
I can't hear. I can't hear. I can't
fuck?
hear.
That's wild.
Double
will he even
down.
read it? Will he even read the chat?
Oh, yeah,
Foundering,
I don't know. Read, someone hold up a thing that says "read the chat." or
Oh.
or put in the comments. Read the chat.
Change audio settings in.
He can't hear us, so this is kind of
StreamYard.
pointless, right?
I need to say it. Oh, thank you.
that's okay. He'll figure it out. Maybe.
I'll DM him. Hold on.
Okay, sweet. All right, but we still are doing the
I
show.
fixed
don't
it.
we?
Sorry, guys. I'm total,
all right.
total jackass. Sorry, guys.
You're
Yeah,
okay.
no, you're good, dude.
Okay.
Thanks
Total
for
jackass.
thanks for joining. We're just being, you know.
I did a stream yesterday and I had it on a completely opposite setting for my keyboard, and I normally don't use this computer, but we fixed it. Hey, here we are.
No, you're
Okay.
good. You just missed Sam doing a terrible 5-minute bit. It's fine. You did.
It was like a 2-minute bit, and then I talked about the bit, and nobody else liked it as much as I did. But I did a full-on apology for doing blackface, and said I was quitting the show. I never did blackface,
It
but
was a Justin Trudeau joke that just.
it was a Justin Trudeau
It's awful.
joke.
It's
I
awful.
green screened a plane, which is where he apologized in the aisle of a plane. No one
Did you
cared.
really?
Yeah, it was really weird. He like came out of the front of it. It was
That's
funny.
really strange.
See, the thing about blackface is that I'm the musical equivalent of blackface because I've appropriated the black people's music of ragtime, and I'm a white dude, so it's like they hate it too because I've like taken it. No, I'm just kidding. It's right. Ragtime was actually white and black, like it was everybody, but certainly
Yeah,
like
there's-
that stereotype.
there's
If you
a
look
lot
at
of
some of the sheet music covers from that era, they're pretty funny. They all have watermelons and it's-
Yeah.
Mm.
Old timey caricatures of black people are fucking like wild. Just like.
and they loved it too. It was like they thought it was hilarious. It wasn't actually meant as a negative or racist thing. It was just like, oh yeah, like there's my buddy Jimbo on the cover of this sheet music.
They look like Disney caricatures. Like if Disney was to draw like over exaggeration from a black person, this would look like they had like white hands, like gloves, like fucking Mickey Mouse. It was wild.
Yeah. Big
Good
red
times.
lips, I think, was it too.
So my point
Yeah.
is, you have nothing to apologize for. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
well,
told
our-
him
This is how people
apologize.
responded on Twitter too. Because I did this in text on Twitter,
which
and
no one's
people
gonna
got
get that.
mad at me because I apologized.
Because it's
for it.
sarcasm, and that's like the least place to understand sarcasm in the whole world is Twitter.
Yeah, you
Fair enough,
can't-
guys. I'm not.
If you try to put nuance or sarcasm into Twitter, it just goes nowhere.
That's what makes it fun, though.
Should stoke with the show.
We're gonna have a meeting afterwards, and he'll be out. Well, we're gonna house Sam.
Me
One of the
next
things we
time.
do here is make fun of me. That's kind of the thing. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll freak out in response as well. It's fun.
It's a good time.
Everything else I do is really serious. But yeah, Donald Trump's first week. Foundring, famous for his comedy ragtime songs and regular ones. They're hilarious.
Yeah, they're so good. I don't know how you turn something around so fast. That's like so impressive to me.
Well,
like,
you mentioned that Trump's first week, and I'm like, God, it's because I was gonna come on last week and I couldn't, it couldn't happen. But like so much is the pace is blistering, right? Like
Yeah.
I can't keep up with it anymore. It's exhausting. We move on to the next thing so quickly. It's almost like it's done by design just to keep us reeling from all this stuff. And to be fair, that's kind of what Trump's doing right now. He's doing this blitzkrieg to sort of make them all freaking because they can't keep up with it. But for me too, for someone who tries to make basically a living off of parodying the current thing, it's relentless, man.
you gotta try to write a deportation Colombian song.
I mean, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, like when they were eating the cats, remember when that was a thing? And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta write a cat song. And I'm like, and then it's gone in a week. So but it's good because it keeps me fresh. It keeps it's still, again, man, yeah, it's a challenge, that's for sure. Yeah.
To go to Trump's first week, though, honestly, he's done more in this week than he did in his first 4 years of presidency. The guy's just like crushing it.
Yeah, I gotta say, and I don't want to say 2 podcasts about this, but when I spoke to Oren last week, and then I did a show on Sunday, and I just kind of had to recollect, I don't want to say my bearings, but kind of recollect my thoughts over the last year. So I'm like, well, I'm glad to have been almost profoundly wrong in a lot of ways, because leading up, I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot of bad signs, a lot of campaign rhetoric that I'm not quite a fan of, and it's always hard to know with Trump. But once he got in, and like the first day, it's just executive order after executive order, and it's actually like stuff that people generally want and things that he said he was going to do. I was very, very surprised, and I wanted to make this point, and I didn't think to make it yesterday or last week, but I think it was good and for the better that Trump lost in 2020, because I don't think he would have been this kind of Trump in 2020. So, and then, obviously I think we've talked about it before on the show, but like, it was good that he lost in the respect that he could also blame all the disasters on Biden, because I think a lot of those things would have looked exactly the same, but it would have been on Trump's watch. And then that really would have made things a lot worse off for the country, I think.
What do you think is, like, this is for everybody, open question. What do you think is his biggest, like, W so far? Like, I think it's the immigration shit, personally.
Yeah. I don't think anyone expected it at all.
Yeah, I didn't think the mass deportations were going to come. And then I think probably everybody saw it, but it was a tweet that said, like, he said that 1,200 a day was too little, or however many was going on per day was too little. So he said, let's bump it up to like 1,200 to 1,500.
Yeah, Selena Gomez, fat idiot.
Oh, I didn't watch this, and I was trying to not watch it.
I couldn't make it. It was cringe was too much, but I did actually like seeing it all over my feed just constantly. I didn't even get sick of it.
I never clicked on it. I saw it like 30 times.
Yeah, no, same. I never actually watched it because who gives a fuck, right? But like this goes to show that like Hollywood elitist, like it's like you're a millionaire. Why don't you fucking take a bunch in like Stray Cats?
Yeah.
You know who's stopping you? Nothing. But you ain't gonna
love
do
how
it.
she deleted it too. That's great.
Oh, she deleted it?
Yeah.
Even funnier. It's even funnier. So fucking funny.
Yes, Selena did hit the wall.
Yeah, a fucking wall of Oreos. She did. Yeah, dude. That's. I mean, I'm also. Here's another question for you guys. Do you think that they're gonna arrest like local mayors and governors and shit for like defying like the? Because you see a
Katie
lot
Hobbs?
of. Yeah, right. Wasn't she one of them who's like, I'm
Katie
not
Hobbs,
doing it?
yeah, governor of Arizona. Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I hope
So-
Pritzker's fat ass stands in the way and they
Yeah.
arrest him.
Well,
I
okay. So
hope it happens.
typo. I'm genuinely curious. Do you know where the mayor's residence is?
he's like, yeah, I have it written down on my fucking manifesto.
Well, the mayor?
Or
the
no, I'm
governor?
sorry, not the mayor. Where Pritzker, like, do you know where he would live?
Not exactly. Like see, this was weird with Illinois. It's like they're supposed to be in Springfield. That's our capital, but like
Sure.
75% of the time they're in Chicago. So I have no idea. Probably in one of his hotels. Him and Trump have had a rivalry like longer than politics because Pritzker's family builds hotels just like Trump's does.
What's the name of his hotels? Is it Pritzker?
I should know this. I don't know exactly. I don't.
Do you
it's Pritzker.
think? Do you think there's going to be anybody with a forklift nearby to move the
Dude, I will voluntarily operate the forklift for the Trump administration. I am certified, so I
Okay, yeah. Well, there we go.
I will drive it. I live in Southern Illinois, so I will drive it all the way up there, going like I don't know how fast they can go, like 20 miles an hour max. I will drive my ass all the way up to Chicago to lift his fat ass out of the way.
I mean, that would be great. Because I just saw another guy. I think it was like the AG of like Minnesota or one of the M states up top north, and they're like, "We're not going to have local police help with ICE raids." I'm like, I don't think they need your help. I think they got it.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was with the NYPD, I think I told the story before. I was a rookie. This is 2008. I was a rookie. We're standing in the projects, like on the street, like 5 of us, like right, just doing rookie, like just no cover, just standing like fucking in freezing cold outside. There's like 4 Mexican dudes at a bus stop. This is like 2 a.m. in the morning. We're just shooting the shit. Out of nowhere, a white van, unmarked, pulls up. A bunch of guys get out. They put a black canvas bag over this one guy's head, pull him in the van, and drive away. I was like, "Did we just witness a kidnapping?" And our sergeant was like, "No, ICE was in the area doing like raids. Like they don't fucking need local law enforcement. They just do their own fucking thing." So like, I don't know why all these guys are like, "Our cops are going to help." They didn't ask us. One time, we were the biggest police department in the fucking world. They didn't give a fuck. So it's like I don't understand this like mentality.
I don't know. I know he did say Trump. I don't know if this is true or will happen, but I do know they floated out that they were talking about deputizing local police departments and sheriffs to help ICE with mass deportations.
There's also all these teachers and shit who are like, they're like, don't let ICE in your classrooms.
They're handing out little pamphlets to kids in California.
Wild.
Oh my god.
Like
that's weird.
They're not just gonna be like, "Oh, the teacher said no, guys. We gotta turn around." Like, what
it's
is
like
the mentality?
if a teacher actually tries to stop ICE from entering, they're like obstructing a federal investigation.
They go to jail. Like they can still arrest them. They still get deported.
They love that. They would love to martyr themselves. These are the same people that like to glue their hands to the freaking pavement.
Yeah, but most of these people wouldn't actually put themselves in any amount of danger. It's mostly just fake. I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I think though, I don't know exactly. Like, I feel like Founding was talking about, like, with the left, like how it's like a blitzkrieg coming from the administration right now that like they don't even know. There's so many things that's happened, like the DEI stuff, immigration, affirmative action, like all this stuff that's coming at them right now. But like once they like get their ground or footing and figure out like where they're gonna try to stop him or attack or whatever, I think they're gonna put up a fight somehow. I kind of want to see how that is gonna play out, and I don't know if there'll be protests or something or riots, but that's one thing that I think would be different because, in 2020 when the riots were happening, Trump kind of like pretty much let it happen. Like, I mean, he basically was waiting for the governors or mayors to ask for help, but essentially he just let the riots continue. If that happens this time, I don't know if he'll just, how things look this time. I don't know if we'll just let
but in the riots, like, you're not wrong, but it's like, think about they're mainly in super liberal cities with a liberal mayor, liberal politicians, liberal governor. They weren't going to stop it, and then Trump's not going to send fucking like troops in because that just looks bad, right? Like, Well,
I think in 2020, to Kyle's point, like if 2020 into 20, like if he won in 2020, like he probably wouldn't because he didn't have like the support. Dude, I think this time, if they tried that, he would send troops in. I think he would.
Because he has nothing to lose. It's like, fuck it, I'm out.
Well, and I think he just has more of like a lot of people like to use the word mandate, but he has a lot more populist support from the people this time. So I think he would legit like shut riots.
Also, somebody in the comments said exactly what I was thinking. Where the fuck was it? Where it was like he surrounded himself with better people. Who said this fucking? Oh, I don't know. But someone was like, he surrounded himself with better people this time who's willing to give him right information and like stick and be like, hey, this is what we're hearing from like people who follow you. You should do this.
The first time it was the worst though, right?
Right.
John Bolton and Pompeo and all these Slimer fuckfuckers.
Exactly.
Yeah. The worst people. Like he didn't even like change out for like better conservatives. It was like all establishment fucking hacks, and there's still some of that in this administration now, but it's definitely different this time.
Is he going to get RFK in there, you guys? What do you think?
I mean, that's up to the Senate, right? If they vote him in or whatever.
It's like,
I mean,
that's tomorrow, right? Or next,
it's this week.
Yeah,
I think
For
it's
sure.
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
I think I
yeah,
saw.
Wednesday.
I could be wrong, but yeah,
I think
hope
the
they do.
Democrats are going to go to bat against him, but I think other than that, I don't think there's going to be a lot of fight.
If they
on the
get any
Republican
stray
side.
Republicans, I think they'll lose. Like they'll have to sacrifice a lot of their reputation to vote against RFK in this situation.
Did Hegseth get denied or voted? Like, what's
No,
the?
he got.
No, he
he's
got
in.
in.
He's in, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm. So, like, this is a
Let's
point
all
that I
vote
made
against
before
him.
is that, like, Trump is the establishment now. And, it's definitely way better than I thought it was going to be because I don't think you're going to have many Republicans. Like, people say, like, Mitch McConnell, but I mean, that's like one. Who else is really going to go to bat against Trump, especially at this point where, just he's doing all this legislation that has massive popular support? Like, I think most people realize now that if you go to bat against him, especially right now, then you're toast.
Yeah,
That's-
and isn't
yeah.
Tulsi getting Thursday? She's up, right? I think
I
it's
think so.
Thursday. It's like I'd rather see her than I know she has her own issues with whatever, but like she's better than 99.9% of people who would have been appointed if it was like
Yeah.
the left or another Republican, nominee. It's like
You just always have to grade it on the Trump curve, as in like who's available to him, who would he pick, who could he pick, versus like who the worst is. And like, kind of you're looking at the whole situation here. Tulsi is probably one of the best that he could
Right.
put in that position. When you look at the NIH with Jay Bhattacharya,
Yeah, that's great.
I don't think you could have found anybody better,
Right.
period, for that. So
yeah, that was the best.
yeah, that might be the best because he was so vocally like fuck the COVID shit back in 2020.
So
Yeah,
didn't he
exactly.
basically say today to the NIH not to release anything? No, nothing, right?
Well,
put,
they're
like-
not supposed to communicate with the World Health Organization.
Well, that was
now,
that was in addition, I think, to something
Yeah,
else.
I
they
think
said about
I think he's right.
So
Foundring, yeah.
the only thing, and I don't know if that's going to be the same thing this time, but the last time that Trump pulled out of the World Health Organization, he was still kind of in, if I remember correctly, still in cahoots and giving money to one of Bill Gates's foundations, who pretty much gives like the most money to the WHO out of all the organizations that does that. And Trump still is pretty tight with Bill Gates. I mean, they literally had like a 3-hour meeting a week or two ago. So is that going to be different this time around? I don't know, but
Can that be
possibility
Bill
is
Gates
there.
though trying to suck his dick to like get on?
Well,
his good
no,
side?
it's
Like,
not
you know?
about that because there's already an established like relationship here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So like
I
Bill
mean,
Gates and Trump never had a falling out. They've been tight throughout this whole deal.
I guess that's a fair point. But I
Yeah.
do think like Trump pulling out of all this shit. I mean, it's gonna bring us more money, and like he is right.
Sure.
We do pay like 95% of everything, like all the global shit. Like, I mean, if you could get us out of the UN, that'd be. But then, like,
Well,
here's the problem.
well,
When
he
gets
ordered,
into his office, and we get a lefty in, then we get right back. So it's like, it's like,
Yeah,
Well,
this needs to
I
follow
think-
up with legislation from the Congress to
Right.
secure
I
these
think
wins.
the idea is to make this the status quo, kind of like try to get in as much as you possibly can and make it so untenable to do these things, to re-enter the Paris Climate Accords or re-enter the WHO, to make that basically untenable, that people wouldn't want to, a future politician wouldn't want to campaign or do that again.
Yeah, he pulled. Oh, I don't know. I know this was announced that he's going to withdraw 20,000 troops from Europe. That's a
Yeah,
third
big.
of the troops in Europe.
I saw that. Yeah, Dave DeCamp had shared a story about that.
I wonder how many of these things are legal. Like how many
Who
judges?
cares?
yeah. who
Well,
cares?
I mean, the thing is that
He's doing some of
It
this to
practically
actually
does
make the
care.
judges act, right?
exactly.
right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's true too. Yeah.
Because he
there's
wants the stuff to hit the Supreme Court or whatever,
Right. He's
Which he
forcing their
has-
hand to
Which
make
he
it
has
a
the support of the Supreme Court, pretty
judicial
much.
issue. Right.
So
Oh,
it's like
gosh.
that's smart. I
this
mean,
is what the founders intended, though. This is the give and take of the balance of power, right? You have the executive should be pushing the limits, and then you're gonna have the courts to check those powers. And I think it's great to take that approach. Why not, right?
Yeah, and over through the years, like Congress has basically gave up all of their power to the executive and to the Supreme Court. So, like, if the court holds it up, I
bureaucracy.
don't even think really how Congress.
And
would
I
really
will
be able to stop
I will
it.
expand upon that to say that kind of the deep state intelligence community sort of took the reins from the executive I mean, with JFK obviously, but with Nixon was when they finally, when they basically set up Nixon is what it looks like, and they basically took the reins since then, and it's been run by the intelligence community basically since that. I would say.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Well, him trying to gut everything too, that's going to take time though. Like he might not be able to do that in 4 years. Think about how much bullshit has leaked into like the FBI, the CIA, all that shit. It's like a lot of years. And even over like the Bush years too. Like
they've already started reassigning themselves, right? They've already like, oh, I'm no longer DI. I'm like assistant co-manager of like whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's like this is the all inclusion friendly group. You're like, shut the. I know what you're doing. I see through that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, even Trump though being like, I'm gonna either fire or reassign 88,000 IRS agents to the border, which would be so funny because they have no business fighting anything. They're all the fucking fattest, out of shape motherfuckers possible. Probably. It's like, but I'm glad he's doing that. Like he's making them act like you said. Like he's like, no, we're not just hiring people to keep taking money from the American people. He's like, go to fucking work. Also, even signing the thing to be like, get back into the office, and everyone's like, I'm gonna quit. Like, okay.
Yeah. So I was on a show Friday night. We were kind of talking about this, and like a lot of the people who probably aren't productive at home probably aren't that productive at work. But obviously, the big caveat here is that at least if they are forced to go to work and have to show up for a paycheck, there is still the possibility for some accountability. And on top of that, think about how many people are probably sitting at home doing absolutely nothing, collecting well into like 6-figure salaries on the taxpayer's back. Like, imagine how much of that is going on. Probably way more than we even know of.
Yeah, it'd be impossible to track, but yes.
Right.
Yeah. I think, if you can't, like, I don't know the legal, the legal requirements to like fire all these people or dismantle departments. But if you can just make their lives as miserable as possible and they quit, I mean, that's essentially the same thing.
Yeah. Well, he said they're going back in person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait, Sam, pull that thing back up. Because
sorry.
I just saw that before we got
saying to you.
About the cartel shooting or getting into a fire exchange with the Border Patrol. Listen, I know the argument like war on drugs doesn't work. I get that. And like it's like kind of like the ISIS thing where it's like, oh, we'll just kill a bunch of people and then ISIS takes over. It's like, yeah, but like ISIS doesn't really affect us like in any possible, but like drug cartels do. So I'm very like 50-50 with like, should we just fucking use, like we talked about this before, like just use the military on them? I know it's going to cause other problems. Like I understand the back and forth of it, but like also fuck them and fuck Mexico too. On top of that, for just not taking their shit back to their country. Same thing with Colombians. All these, like I don't care. I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't really care anymore. We have a great military. Let's start using that shit again. Let's just start pushing people around.
My biggest concern with the whole labeling the cartels terrorists is the potential for a literal war to break out on the southern border. And yeah, you could say it's a disaster now, but kind of going on top of that point is that if you were to start a war on the southern border, then you're going to cause more people to want to flee into America rather than stay in Mexico. So and I don't have a perfect answer for it, but I know if you start bombing cartels and fighting a war on the very southern border of Texas, it's going to have a lot more blowback and it might end us up in a worse situation than we're already in.
Yeah,
I agree.
A small needle you have to thread here,
right?
Because like cartels do have influence in a lot of the southern states, like they and so it's like, okay, well they're literally foreigners, they're foreign people like influencing our politics and stuff. So there needs to be some sort of force that comes down on them to get them out of the situation and force them away from smuggling people across our border. But I think Kyle's right. Like you can't go too far, and plus you might lose like a lot of support if it turns out to an all-out war on the border.
That's what I'm saying. Like you just get that feeling sometimes where I'm like, fuck these cartels. Like it's like I get it though, because like you guys just said, totally all makes sense, and I understand that conceptually. But the other part of me is like, use that American firepower we got hanging around. And just like,
you're right. Like I'm sure there's like plenty of places where cartels just hang up hang out at or have like a home base or something. I don't know exactly everything about the cartels, but
Take
I'm
the
sure
troops
there's-
out of Europe that are stationed in Europe,
Yeah,
and then just put
right.
them, give them something else to do because they're
Right.
going to be bored. And like, why not, right?
Throw them on
Well,
the board.
yeah, it's like, couldn't you have like guerrilla warfare where you have like small,
Yeah, it's with the
seals or
special
something
ops
like
or
that?
operation.
Exactly,
It's
special
cool.
operations.
BSF guys.
Because I think if you just go full on Afghanistan down there, like I said, I think you're going to probably create a bigger issue and probably lose a lot of support. But whereas if you have special ops and it's not very public, but it gets taken care of, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, if you're not dropping fucking
Moabs.
giant,
Yeah, 2,000-pound bomb.
Guadalajara,
in Mexico
like,
City, you know.
But I'm sure if you told a bunch of SEAL teams or Delta guys, be like, you want to go fuck up some, they'd be like, yes, please. You just send them down there. They'll fucking, those guys ain't gonna do shit. They're gonna be fucking dead in their sleep. It's like just like they did over in the Middle East. Same shit.
I don't know, guys. I think that this would be a huge problem for
Well, you're
everybody
gay.
involved.
So
Yeah, you're the one who wanted to land Marines in Colombia.
yeah, I do. That's not. I said follow the plane of refugees back to Colombia.
Yeah, and then land them with them. You wanted to invade their country for this. And by the way,
I never
it
used the
worked.
word
Hey,
invade.
they backed down, okay? And they heard Adam talking, and they were
They
like,
heard
"All
the
right, dude,
idea
we're-
about
we're
They
backing
backed
down."
down.
Platoon
Exactly.
of Marines.
They backed down. But Adam, you didn't say invade. But what you said was you wanted to force land them and have the Marines come out and say, what are you going to do? That's what an invasion is.
I never said make it. I just said use force or intimidation. Be like, we're landing this plane. Are you gonna stop us?
It's not a
We're
war,
landing
it's a
this plane-
military conflict, Sam. Okay, It's-
We're
I
we're
mean,
landing this plane with military service members on it in your country, and they're going to get out with guns. Are
No,
you
they're
going to do
only
anything
gonna
about that?
land if you make a problem. That's what you got to say. You say if you want to stop us.
They're
from
already
landing,
they're in the
coming.
plane. It doesn't. There's not a rule where if you're in a plane, you're not technically in the country. They're in the country. They just if they come out of the airplane, that makes them invading.
Dude,
but if
this
they're in the
really
airplane,
is that old Chappelle show bit when Dave Chappelle's like before Obama, he's like the first black president. He's like, why don't you sanction me with your army? Oh, you can't. So you should go fuck yourself. It's like, that's true. It's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shoot down a plane of Americans?
I did find it interesting though, or kind of shocking that Colombia thought it could have some sort of backbone in this situation. That it could they were like, no, we're not going to take our citizens back or whatever. And it's like, okay, dude, we can have a trade war, but if it goes past a trade war, like, I'm not saying this is a good thing, but we toppled a country in about 45 fucking days, and and that country still has not recovered. So it's like, how far do you want to take this? You know,
Kyle,
and
do you
we
know
were
your camera's
pretending
off?
to like that one.
Yeah.
Okay. No, and I listen. I'm partially obviously fucking joking because this is a comedy theme podcast. Sam,
You were saying
But,
all this
like-
shit very seriously last night.
see, this is your problem because I write something down, you take it seriously. This is your dumb fucking bit apology.
did you actually do blackface? Because according to your Twitter, you
Yeah,
did.
exactly,
Is that
Sam.
serious?
Thank you, Typo. Great point.
Yeah, I did blackface. I did all this to cover up that I actually did do blackface.
But no, but like to Typo's point, it's like, what are they gonna do? They're like, we don't. First of all, it's a ringing endorsement for us from Mexico and Colombia, and I don't want to take their own citizens back. Number one. Number two,
That's
what
true.
the
I didn't
fuck
think
are
about
you
that.
going to do? If we're like, no, we're landing the plane, and they say no, we go, no, we're gonna land it. You think they're gonna shoot it down? You think they're gonna fucking? They're not gonna start that shit. They know better. And by the way, Colombian's president is dating a troon. Let's not forget that. And so you guys saw that. He was
Why
like,
are all
"What?"
the world leaders dating trannies? I don't understand.
When did we stop using Decepticon on this show?
I like to throw in different words.
Well,
Decepticon
dude,
troon.
Trump's in office now. That's illegal.
Oh,
You
cool.
can't even be a troon anymore.
He signed an EO. He
Yeah,
can't be a troon.
yeah, it's over, dude.
Apparently, he did sign an EO to ban Decepticons from the military as well
Yeah,
as like
great,
other
great,
stuff.
great, good.
Good idea. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, so
Solid.
like,
Solid move.
let's just kind of like tease this out for a second. Imagine you're with a woman who decides that she wants to be a man, and your ass gets shot. Typo, your boy down there, I know Typo's like 5'4", gets shot. He probably weighs all of 120 pounds.
5'4". God damn.
It's going to be very difficult for a woman to drag Typo's ass. So
Yeah.
you
Sure.
know.
With hormone replacement therapy, it's like, oh, I need to fucking clean my meat sleeve. Gross.
Yeah. Well,
Dude,
so
this is
like
actually-
what? Oh God, Typo.
I was just gonna say, like, when I was in the military, like they were starting to implement females into combat roles, or at least letting them try out for it. And I remember our commander being like, oh, what is that saying? Like, we shouldn't judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, like, because we're just different. But if they can do it, they can do it. And this is like coming from a commander that's like, he's been in a tank battles before, and he's trying to tell us that, like, hey, we should just let females in the military in combat roles. Like, this is going to work out just
I don't
fine.
think women should be in the military or law enforcement.
Well, yeah, that is pretty
sending
much.
women to die on the front lines is fucking demonic as an American. Like, we should be protecting our women, not being like, oh, you want to do men shit? Go ahead and fight a useless war and die for nothing. It's like, that's crazy to me. And the law enforcement thing is very self-explanatory. They can't do the job. Trust me, I've seen it in person. So
Well, let me tell you, in the military, it's same thing, buddy.
I had one of the first transgender Marines like openly in my unit.
No way.
Yeah, have I never told you guys about that?
No, you never said that.
There's not much to it. They were a bad Marine. Like, female to male, was just not a great Marine. Did get some their stuff abuse. Like, very honestly, they just did. Like, however you feel about it, that did happen.
Yeah, I figured it would. I would see no possible. Even today, you look at the military and people can say, like, oh, they're gay now, but I mean, I can't be that much different. I've only been out for
this
8
was
years.
the Marine Corps, to be clear.
Yeah.
So it's probably not as bad in like the Air Force, but yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude,
what unit were you in? What unit was this?
This was 26th Combat Logistics Battalion.
Wow. What was their MOS?
Tank mechanic, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Apparently they made up literally lied about someone breaking into their house on base. They were married to somebody. I don't know if it was contract or not, but like lied about that. I don't remember the details of why, but very, very bad. Not good. As a Marine in general, I don't have any thoughts about the other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you have some thoughts.
Yeah,
That's for everyone else to share here. I don't need to add to it.
We're not even talking about this anymore. Take this off the fucking screen. I can't do anything. It's my fucking ability away. When I was when I was in the NYPD, we had 2 females who were screaming in the radio. So like in the NYPD, 1085 is like, yo, cop needs help, get there. 1013 is like, shit hit the fan. Everyone's going, right? Mm-hmm. They were yelling for like a 1013, like they were getting shot in the fucking face.
Oh,
we're the first, me and my partner were the first car on scene. They just can't get a guy in cuffs. And he wasn't even like fighting back. And we just grabbed him and just put his arms behind his back. And we're like, yeah, we got it. They were like, wait, like that's yelling. Like we thought they were dying, like for real. Like we were going like 100 miles an hour on the highway to get there. And it was just like, they were just like struggling to cuff a guy. And I was like, you could have got all of us killed.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, I have so many of those stories, dude. Like, it's just not for them. It's just not. And then Milmark's comment, I did see that video. If you pull that up, Sam, the clip of they pull this guy over, and he's like legally carrying.
Oh.
He lets them know, he's like, I have a pistol on me, and they're like, okay. So like, hey, we're just gonna disarm you, just write you ticket, for the traffic stop, and be on your way. She goes to pull the gun out with her finger like in the trigger guard and just shoots him in the fucking leg.
Oh.
So lawsuit, cha-ching, like crazy.
Oh no.
And she's like, oh no. And she didn't know what to do. It's like, and she's like, stop, I don't know, put the gun down. Stop pointing the gun at him. Like, it's bad, dude. It's fucking bad.
I really hope not, Luke. because there is some bad stuff in there. Let me just clarify that.
What Luke said was,
We're
I heard Trump
openly
is going
gay.
to
What are you talking
declassify all the files on how gay you guys are.
Openly
We have
gay.
been openly talking about how each of us is trading off on the Chase Oliver campaign. We're all gay.
Kyle, how was that last week, by the way? How was the Chase Oliver revamp campaign?
I'll tell you what, he is still collecting, not just money, but he is still collecting.
Luke is there right now helping
Yeah.
him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Luke is the top at the moment, probably
We hope he's the top.
top.
Yeah,
of
we
the-
hope.
Top of the campaign. I mean, what's that called? Campaign manager. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Also, Caravaggio's point in the comments too is good. He said it's short-sighted, strategic point of view. Woman giving birth to future soldiers is more valuable than anything else she could do in the field. Yeah, it's just fucking true.
Fair.
It's not. I don't understand, and it's also, again, a very liberal mindset to be like, women could do. Hey, no, they can't. They can't. They can't do the same because they almost got me killed trying to put a guy in cuffs. So it's like, no, they can't do the same shit. I don't know why this is a thing.
You wage war by having a stronger and more fitter population, healthy population, and that's
Right.
literally making babies. You know, it's the opposite of what the feminists claim, right? Is the most empowering and like badass way you can contribute to your culture persevering and surviving is making babies.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna take the feminist stance here and say that
course you
you're reducing women to their biological function, and that's sexist. Women can do whatever men can do, and that includes being school shooters.
Jesus
Apparently,
Christ.
we learned that this year.
that's because you're more biologically built like a woman, so you have to get the urge to say that.
I really need to grow my beard back, man.
You really
I really
do.
need to grow it
You
back.
really do like a meth out fucking lady on crack. It's
I've
crazy.
never even one time done meth.
Yeah, but you look at.
So you've done it twice, though.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump's gonna drop? He said he's gonna drop the JFK files and all that shit, right? And the RFK files. Did he do
did say
that?
that.
Is that out?
No. He
Not
said
the real
he said
ones.
15 days, and you have to come back to me and give me an assessment of your plan to release it. And right now, and actually that 15-day mark it led right up to Tulsi. Or I'm not. Yeah, basically, whoever's acting director of the whatever right now, they get to decide, and it's all the bad people that are in charge. still
So
right now.
it's gonna be no.
It's gonna be a shit show, and people are gonna it's gonna be a little carrot, I think, and people are gonna
Yeah.
get excited about it for 2 days and then move on to the next thing. I could be
And I'll
wrong.
be
I'd like to
honest,
be proven
like,
wrong.
even if they did release it, you think they're really gonna put like the extremely bad,
No.
corrupt stuff on paper? Like,
Yeah,
no.
and see, that's
Like-
been my thing the entire time. Is that like, especially with Kash Patel at the FBI, like the dude was talking about Iranian influence in the Biden regime. I'm like, all
Oh
right.
god.
So we know what this dude's angle is. That's why I was saying if we talk about the Jeffrey Epstein files, they're gonna be like the Jeffrey Dahara files or something like that. It's gonna be some Iranian names, like all these fucking Iranian and Palestinian.
It's gonna be like 3
millionaires.
Palestinians, 4 RFK, JFK, and MLK.
That's
What the
stop
fuck are
doing
you
that.
doing?
That's awful.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I do what I
The
do.
first time it happened, I wasn't sure what it was, but then
Okay.
Oh,
last time.
that makes me viscerally ill. That sounds-
Ghislaine Maxwell is like clearly an Iranian agent. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, yeah. Connected to Hamas.
Are you Chinese or Japanese?
oh my god.
Yeah,
But
I don't
there's
think that he's never gonna release the Epstein files either. Like that's just never happening. That's just
Yeah.
it's never. I mean, the fact that Maxwell is still alive also rings to something.
You notice
So
that's not
you
even
know-
really in the conversation. They're not even
No.
really talking
Right.
about it anymore.
So did you guys know who Anthony Blinken's, I think it's his father or his grandfather. Do you know who he's really, really close friends with?
Maxwell, the dad, I think.
Robert Maxwell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, her father.
No, well, Anthony
Yeah.
Blinken, the current State Department, head of
like
State Department.
Ghislaine Maxwell's father. You're talking
Yep.
about? Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Mhm. And his
I mean, not
grandfather,
really.
or something like that, was like an
Fucking-
Israeli lobbyist. I
Yeah,
can't remember
of
the
course.
exact word of it, but oh yeah, there's definitely some stuff going on there.
What's his fucking face? Wexler, right? The guy who funded Epstein
Les
shit,
Wexler, yeah.
right? That's obvious. No one's talking about that besides us.
And we
like
know,
We
know
know,
they're not
I mean,
going to
we know.
release the 9/11 files.
Oh
No way.
no.
No.
Government pay for this.
They're never gonna say I hate you. They're never gonna say
Government's
Israel,
paying
by
for
the way,
this.
pulled off 9/11 with some other people. Like it's never happening.
Well,
People
yeah,
still deny the dancing Israeli video, even though I saw it with my own eyes multiple times.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
it's
like-
it's public.
No. I said people
Hey,
still
what's up,
deny it.
JC?
JC's the
Yeah.
man.
JC
No, people
is
still like,
awesome.
there's no dancing. Prove it. I go, like, they scrub the internet of it. You have to, like, it's so hard
Yeah.
to find.
Yeah,
Like,
I
save the
posted
video.
I posted a status a couple of years ago. I was like, "Did you know China celebrated 9/11?" I said, "Look up urban moving systems, and you'll find out." And like people are like, "Oh, we still let them buy farmland here," and I'm like, "You clearly didn't look up urban moving
Yeah.
systems."
Yeah, they will deny the Israeli 9/11 connections. They will make up every fucking excuse in the book. It's like, that's not true. The video doesn't exist, even though I saw it. It's like same thing with and this is up Foundring's territory, the Sandy Hook shit with the second guy they chased through the woods and then
Yeah.
cuffed and put in the cop car that I saw with my own eyes. And they're
I'm
like,
from Connecticut, and I confirm I saw it with my own eyes. I
Yes.
cannot find that video anywhere.
Can't
I
find it.
watched it on TV
saw it live. Saw it live.
Really?
Saw it live.
100%.
Saw it live. And
Yep.
people are still on X and all being like, the video doesn't exist. You're a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, I fucking saw it.
I saw it. It
I fucking
happened.
saw them
100%
chasing
it
through
did.
the woods. I saw them front cuff him. The guy was wearing like a green military jacket.
Yeah, it was like
I
a
saw them
ghillie
put-
suit, or
Yeah.
like it was green. I remember
And-
that.
and
I
he
don't
was
remember
like, I
exactly
didn't shoot
what
the
it was.
kids. I didn't shoot the. He's like yelling, I didn't shoot the kids, and they shove him in the car. They drive away in a black unmarked police car, and they never heard from him again. So don't fucking tell me I fucking saw it.
Yeah.
Like it's infuriating.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Banner, you know what I'm talking about? You ever see that
Yeah,
video?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
I
fucking.
mean,
wild.
I was watching all the feeds. I was way in the thick of it back in 2012. We're looking at this, and I was watching it unfold as it happened. And it's amazing. They did have the ability to just wipe certain things from the web, really. And it was right at this turning point of when smartphones became a thing, and then people were starting to be able to record stuff for themselves. But there was this time when they could really get away with a lot more stuff, and they didn't have all the security cameras everywhere. You know, the surveillance state made it a little. They've had to get a little more creative with their psyops, right? What with this the Trump Tower, Las Vegas crazy situation. I'm thinking that's such a weird psyop. And they have all these cameras, but they didn't really like actually show us like the dude or anything. Like the whole thing is weird. So it's wild how with the as technology evolves, they've had to essentially evolve these psyops as we start noticing things.
What's your take on like the Cybertruck thing? Like, what do you think that was about? We talked about it briefly on this show, but like, I want to hear like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what do you think that was?
I don't know, man. I think a lot of these events have multiple layers, in that there's the public consumption version of them, the one that just sort of like, wow, this crazy guy did this. But a lot of it, I think, is their messages. And they do, I mean, I'm kind of into the numbers and the numerology, that kind of stuff, right? When I'm like, wow, there's a lot of 286s surrounding the CEO shooter guy, right? All the number 286 kept popping up around. I'm like, that's just really weird. So a lot of it, I think, is kind of to keep us distracted, the schizo noticers. But some of it, I think, is actually they're communicating between different factions of the elite, right? And I think that was a message to somebody from somebody. But honestly, I haven't really dived into it as much because, again, the pace is blistering, man. I can't keep up with this shit.
I know it used to be one big conspiracy theory every year, 3, or like you used to space it out, like Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook. There was nothing like it, right? Between really, it was 9/11 and Sandy Hook, where that. I mean, you can say the financial collapse and stuff was kind of a thing, but really, those are the main two events.
And then Sandy Hook and the Vegas shooting, I feel like, was like the next big one. After
the
that,
Vegas shooting was nuts, man. I watched. There were a whole bunch of videos going around. I want to say like a year or so ago. I have so many bookmarks of the videos, and
you know that nobody talks about it anymore, right?
Right.
Like people reference Sandy Hook all the time because it was meant to be that way, but Vegas, clearly something else happened. This was not a staged thing. I think it was something that went wrong, right, or something that had another purpose other than
it was like
psyop to milk
out of the news cycle. Like so fast. It was crazy.
And wasn't the Vegas chief the same? He went to Malibu after the fire, like the fires. He was the same guy.
What about that?
Did he just get arrested too, or something like that?
I don't know.
I think he might have. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't.
What
He might
about
not
the
have.
security guard that went on Ellen's show, right? The guy, the Jesus guy, who was like the hero security guard, and he got shot in the leg. But then, was that even a thing? That was so obvious. And then that was the only time he made an appearance, and then poof, he was gone.
I mean, Sam and Typo for sure, being in the military, have gun experience. I have gun experience. You know what multiple guns going off sounds like. And if you watch those videos back here, while simultaneously going off, like it's not just like pause. It's multiple guns going off at the same fucking time.
Yeah,
like you
and
can
he
hear
really
it.
weird.
Carried thousands of pounds of stuff up the stairs, multiple guns, all that
Gene
ammo.
Rosen. That's
Ridiculous.
another good thing for the Sandy
Gene
Hook thing.
Rosen. You're gonna make me
that
sing
guy,
my Gene Rosen song.
that Jay, weird as fuck, dude. Like that whole, even at the time, like I'm watching this guy. I'm like, why is this guy in the news so much? And why would a bus driver drop children off at a random guy's house?
Gene Rosen.
You don't remember that, Sam?
No, I don't remember that.
Gene Rosen was the guy. He was that very Jewish guy who was like,
I have whole threads on Gene Rosen.
Yeah.
I basically have the most stuff on X on Gene Rosen. In fact, one of the 2 times I've ever been community noted was on a post I did on Gene Rosen, which is pretty wild. So he basically his story was so bad, and he was presented it so poorly, and in so many different versions that they basically had to memory hole him. And the whole idea, like you were saying, he reported that this a bus driver. Of course, we never found out who this bus driver was, right?
Yes.
And then in one version of the story, there's actually a strange man there with him too, and he took that out of another version, right? And so he just dumps these kids. It's like 6 kids off into strangers' place. They've just been traumatized, allegedly, by seeing their dead teacher. And then he just gives it to the guy, and he makes some cookies and brings them in. And then he has different versions. About one version, he drove them back to the firehouse. And another one, the parents came and collected, and the whole thing was just a mess. And another final thing I will say is they had a song written by a professional TV songwriter whose story was, I just saw his in the newspaper story about him, so I wrote this song. But it was this professionally produced song that sort of made him out into this hero figure that's completely not commensurate with what he actually did. So I think that they used him basically as he was gonna be one of the guys, and they had an anthem written about him. And then when it sort of failed, it fell flat on its face. They pushed him aside and got other people to take his place. But that is such a wild event that most people just don't really go into, because it's just like, it's kind of ancient history. But the fact that it keeps getting brought up with Alex Jones, it's made, I think, more people, and through COVID, I think a lot of normies through that period are like, wait, maybe they aren't telling us the truth about everything, and I need to start thinking. And so I think we're going to see a lot of these events unravel. And he's going to start with the JFK, and kind of like to make it a little bit of a soft landing for the boomers and stuff that have been totally propagandized their whole life. Like my dad is like, JFK was killed by Oswald. I'm like, I don't know about that, right? And then there's another question: is there going to be an Israel component to the files, or are they going to wipe that on Mossad component? Because we know they're there. That's
I think your mic's muted. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, they're wiping that part. They're definitely wiping that part.
Yeah. The whole Sandy. I mean, even again, watching that live, I was like, none of this fucking makes sense. Remember the overhead video footage of the helicopter too, people just circling in and out of the building, cycling.
And you know what's interesting is, guess who you can see in that footage? Gene Rosen.
Get the fuck! I didn't know that.
Yes, you could, because he has this really recognizable jacket. That's like this purple jacket.
Yeah,
and you can see him walking around. So as he's supposedly taking care of these kids, he's one of the people that is wandering around in circles and the Sandy Hook thing. Yeah,
that's fucking wild, dude, and just crazy.
There's like rumors that there was chemtrails that were done like the night before, recently before, to obscure satellite and other footage that they could get of like all that. I don't know. It's wild, man. All this
also, don't forget they bulldozed the school like immediately after like there was no wrap up the investigation, but bulldozing that doesn't happen. We mentioned when we were talking about the New Orleans attack, was that week or two? Yeah.
That does happen. It happened in Israel after October 7th with all those cars that were blown up into black shells by RPGs and small arms. So it does happen. That happens all the time. Don't be ridiculous. This is a conspiracy theory.
I was saying, like, whenever we talked about the New Orleans attack a few weeks ago, They had that lady just walking through the crime scene of the
Oh yeah,
guy.
the house.
Yeah,
I
dude.
can't believe that we forgot about that. Like, I mean, forget, but you brought it up. But it's like that.
It's wild.
That was a blip, and that was so. She was walking through the place, and he had his bomb making stuff
Yeah.
right there, and his open Quran,
Yeah,
and his laptop, and the
Oh yeah.
and the FBI actually didn't make it. Someone reached out, I saw, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't want to comment on that." And then they locked it down the next day. The bomb making they team in and they purged everything, but they let this Mexican reporter with an Israeli flag in her bio
Weird.
walking through the thing. That was weird.
And like I
That
mentioned
was
before, I sat on crime scenes in New York and in Staten Island that had zero public implications for a week over like a regular burglary, and no one's allowed near it. But this bitch could just walk right into a terrorist attack's fucking house.
She was wearing yoga pants.
She was.
She
That's
was
true.
wearing yoga pants. So that usually can grant you like VIP access in certain circumstances. I'm gonna start wearing my yoga pants around. Maybe I'll actually get more gigs.
It's
don't
just
think it'll work
all
for
of
you.
it. All of it just fucking. It just screams cover up or whatever the fuck word you want to use. None of it makes sense.
And sometimes I
wild.
feel like they do it on purpose just to kind of like, not to mock us, but just sort of be like, it's part of the revelation of the method. They're like, yeah, this is staged. Yeah, this is really bad. And yeah, so now you know, and we know, and let's move on to the next one. I'm like,
I think a lot of it is like, what are you gonna like? The government's like, what are you gonna do about it? And you're like, I guess nothing. They're like, that's what I fucking thought, bitch. On to the next thing. You're like, damn it. I have no power here. I have nothing to go off of. I just watch what they do and I go, that sucks, and just don't believe it and move on to the next thing. Like the Uvalde thing, someone mentioned in the I think JC mentioned it. I think they bulldozed the Uvalde school too. That was wild. It took an off-duty border patrol agent to be like, why are we waiting to go in to this fucking school? And they're like, oh, we were told not to go in. Bro, first of all, no, you're not. I was taught. I did multiple trainings about active shooters. You are literally taught to go in and eliminate the threat immediately. Immediately eliminate. You never wait. You always go in. And they're like, oh, just out the doors and listen to children get slaughtered by a fucking rifle. No, you're not taught that. No police department's taught that.
Yeah. And then in Tennessee, there was that. I mean, this happened. It was like some Christian school, and
They killed that troon right away.
Decepticon
Yeah.
shooter, and we saw the
Mhm.
body cam footage. The dude went in there immediately and
That's-
eliminated the threat.
Dude, I get hard watching that video because I was like, those guys, I'm like, first of all, those guys legitimately did the right thing. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
ran right towards the gunfire, found it, and shot that fucking Decepticon in the fucking dumb face. And I'm like, that's exactly what you're supposed to fucking do. So the Uvalde thing makes me go, either this is the worst trained police department in the country, possible, right? That is possible. They were all cowards, possible, or they were told to stand down and listen like good little sheep. So which one is it? Because it's one of those things. And why did they get told to stand down then if they got told to stand down?
Mm-hmm.
There's questions that we never got answered to. Never. Those cops got nothing. They never got in trouble. They never got sued. I think they sued the chief or whatever, and he just transferred positions. He's like, I'm a different thing now. It's like, oh, sick. It's like, awesome. Sick. So it just all of it screams something smells like shit. I don't know what it is, but something. Oh, am I boring you, Sam? Sorry. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Eagles are in the Super Bowl. Giants suck. They weren't even
fuck up.
close. Didn't even get to the playoffs. EAGLES, Eagles.
Hey, you spelled it right. Amazing.
Which,
by the way,
was that it misspelled?
Nothing embodies the spirit of Philadelphia than a fucking mayor spelling the word wrong. That is exactly what Philadelphia is. A bunch of illiterate retards.
Yeah,
Hey, but hey, Trump
guess who
got rid
lives
of
there?
affirmative action, guys. So I think we're going to be good, right?
We'll be good
Right.
in 4 years.
Yeah. Getting rid of all of them, including Adam, who lives in Philadelphia.
I don't live in Philadelphia. I live in Bucks County. Piece
Oh.
of shit.
Well, I got it wrong.
Wait, why are you a Philly fan if you're from Connecticut?
Our family's from Philly.
Because he's a fucking loser.
Mm. Very well.
Which is
I
a wild. You should have been a
choose which
Patriots
one.
fan. You could have ran through multiple fucking championships and you chose not to.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You
The
passed that
thing
up.
is, I'm a Red Sox
Super
fan.
Bowl.
I'm a Celtics fan. I'm a Bruins fan. But
Gay. So gay.
football.
Hate you.
Well, the Celtics have the most NBA championships in history.
I don't care about basketball. Basketball's
Neither
fucking
do
boring,
I.
too. No one cares. Basketball's lame. Ever since the 90s, it's been fucking lame.
It was cool when they had those big suits in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. What was those wide, broaded, like, shoulder suits that everybody wore back then? Like
Hillary
80s
Clinton.
businessmen.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anything else we got to hit? Any other topics we got to hit? Anybody thoughts? Kyle?
I did
stoked.
blackface.
I think I was pretty wrong about how things would go. I still think the Ukraine situation is going to drag on for a little bit longer, and Trump's plans don't seem that good for that. But I hope I'm wrong in that respect too. But we'll kind of see. He did start shipping more 2,000-pound bombs, which Biden held up, which like the only pressure that he put on Israel back to Israel. So I think Israel's waiting for the ceasefire to break at any minute now, and they're waiting for a reason to say that Hamas broke the ceasefire at any minute now. So, we'll just kind of see. And my guest this week for my podcast, which I guess if we're going to do plugs, will be Sam if he's available. But yeah, that's it for me.
Sam will be available. I'll make sure of it.
Well, he's off this show, so
Okay, yeah, fair enough. His schedule's opened up a little bit.
What?
What?
I didn't hear what
What?
you said.
Why'd you say what like that?
I don't know, because I fucking hate you. I'm still mad about the Eagles thing.
But you said it to Kyle. Yeah, you're a Giants fan. You're going to be mad for the next 15 years because every single year you're going to get these awesome draft picks and you're going to squander them just like you squandered Saquon Barkley. Because the rot that is in the New York Giants is so bad. You're going to have to dig under that crappy stadium you share with the other worst team in the NFL, the Jets. You're going to have to dig down 50 feet. They're going to find proof for Atlantis under that stadium because they're going to have to dig down so far to make sure they get all the rot that's been dripping out of your back office, your front office, and on your entire field over the last 10 years. It is the worst franchise in history. The fucking
hold on.
Bills.
Hold on.
Bills.
No,
I am
no.
not finished.
No,
the
you
Bills
You are
made the AFC Championship. And where were the Giants this year? Oh, I don't know. Where's their quarterback? Who's your quarterback again? Okay,
Dude.
I'm done.
It doesn't. Whatever.
I don't remember why I started saying all that.
I got nothing. Foundring, what do you got? You do your plugs, please. Oh, you know what? Actually, I wanted to put you on the spot. You're an anagram solver, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
what
Yeah.
Can you do Kyle and I's names real quick?
Oh,
What is it?
Kyle Matovic and Adam Nutter.
It's Kyle Pollock and Adam Wapdago.
run. A mad runt.
Damn.
Adam Nutter. And then Kyle Madden. I don't know. You have too many fucking weird things in your. You have like
Yeah, dude, it's too Polish.
K's and shit. It's like Polish nonsense. I don't know. Let me see. I see
Not wrong.
meaty.
It's already better.
Oh, ick meaty love.
That's good. You meaty love Kyle. That's way
Ick
better
meaty
than
love.
Yeah,
Or
and
is
love would
it
be
works.
spelled L-O-V.
Jeez, that was good. Nice.
Polish nonsense. It's the best way to describe Kyle's last name.
Actually, yeah. Next time someone asks me for how to say my last name, I'll just be like, it's just some Polish nonsense. Don't worry
Kyle
about
Polish nonsense.
it. Yeah, and just so my wife hates me for taking my last name because nobody can say her last name anymore. It used to be simple, but now they're like, I can't say that.
Just tell her that. Just say Polish nonsense. That's so fucking funny, dude. Anyway, Foundry, what do you got, brother? You were great. Love having you on.
I just did a big stream yesterday, so I'm planning my next thing right now. So just follow me. I'm kicked off of YouTube, so I'm on Rumble and X. So.
Damn.
That's fucking stop. We're gonna get pulled if you show this. Sam. Sam, don't do it.
Never happened before.
Don't do it. I'm just lying. I can't see this again. I can't see this again. I just can't. I'm gonna end it. If the Eagles win, I'm gonna end on camera. I'm doing it. I'm gonna get a gun and I'm gonna do it.
That'll be great for our numbers. I'm sorry, Foundry. Were you not done with what you were saying yet?
I was done.
Okay.
Just follow me on Adam Nutter on X. Whatever. Fucking hate you.
At the Real Typo on Twitter, and me and Luke will have an episode out sometime. So, yeah.
Fuck you, Sam. Get this shit off. End this fucking stream. End this fucking stream. Foundry, thanks for coming on. You're the man.
Thanks, guys.
In the stream.
Fucking